All right, this is G1 Tree with sickfacemusic.com here with Meshem Jackson. So, how's it going, Meshem?
Oh, pretty awesome actually. Been pretty busy this summer and the weather's great, so I've been able to go play.
Yeah. Who have you been playing with?
Band that I've been playing mostly with Secondhand Soldiers, so we're always out playing here and there. Got a lot of stuff happening and have a busy August coming up. So doing that, playing with Rob Larkin. He lives in LA. He comes up a couple times a year, so we'll do like a McMinimans tour. We just finished one this last weekend, playing Edgefield and a couple other places. So we did that. That was a fun weekend, but a little story behind that one. And then some other people I just kind of jam with. I have a band that I've been playing with for a little while, the Dream Symphony. So we've been recording, just playing out here and there, not very often, but mostly focusing on playing. But yeah, been doing a lot of that.
What's been most rewarding for you lately in those projects?
Well, in those projects, it's been, it's been rewarding just to be able to play a lot and not have gigs here and there. It's just really fun to play more often than I ever have.
Yeah.
And so that's been really rewarding because actually it's been making me a better player, which is kind of cool. See, I'm a music teacher, I'm a drum teacher, so I'm always about having my students try to play as much as they possibly can. But if I'm not playing out very much, I'm kind of, I need
falling behind.
Exactly. So yeah, it's been really cool to be able to play a lot and just get as much of my, whether if I have, had a bad day or whatever, I get to go play. It's always good. So that's been good. That's been really rewarding. Just being able to and hanging out with awesome people. My bands, everybody that I play with they're just the coolest people in the world. So they're like my second family. So that's been great.
So kind of on the topic of family, I've noticed that you have a pretty devout family.
Yes.
And I've seen them at a couple of shows with you, and you carry them around. And
yeah.
And one thing I run into when I interview a lot of different artists that were in the industry for a while, they tend to give a reason for backing out as family. And I've noticed that you've been able to hold a really great balance with your music and family and kind of throwing that together. How has that worked out for you, and how have you made that work?
Well, it's mostly because my wife, she's awesome, and she's always had my back when it comes to my passion. And so without that, I would probably be just like a lot of other people and have to kind of back away from doing that and but anyway, we're the way I've been able to have some good balance is, for one, I make sure that I'm home for my wife and kids as much as I can be. So I'm not out every single night playing. I'm out, maybe every weekend, if that. So I don't play so much that I'm just away all the time. I also teach during the day, so I have time in the morning with my kids, especially during the summer since there's no school. So I can spend time then I go and I teach, and then sometimes I'm able to get home in the evenings and spend time with them, and if I have a late gig, then I have a late gig, they're already in bed. So that's how I'm able to balance it, That is because I'm mostly playing locally. It'd be a different story if I was out on the road all the time. It would be a lot different. So I would like to be on the road more, but at the same time I know family is really important, and I'd have to really make it work. It'd have to make sense, because family is super important to me, so they want daddy home.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So compared, I'm sure you've had a typical 9-to-5, like let's say a 7-11 job or something like that. Compared to that, being able to do something that you're obviously passionate about, how different is that dynamic in your life and how you live your life?
Oh, it's been absolutely great. I ran a graphics shop for 15 years, so it was kind of like a 9 to 5 situation plus, because it was my own business. So I'd be working some evenings and stuff like that, and weekends and things. So I seem to have less time with my family when I was doing that. So, and I wasn't completely passionate about it, which means I wasn't really that happy all the time either. So it affected family life a little bit, just my own mood. Having a business is very difficult, as you know. It can be, so especially if you have a family. And so now the dynamic's totally different, because really, if you add art into your family dynamic, nothing bad can really come out of that. That's my true feeling with it. It's been really a lot of fun being able to bring my kids to shows, and they're able to appreciate it because they have drums at home, they have keyboards, they have guitars at home, so they're able to see that when they go see some bands play, my band play, and they have it at home. So it's something that we can all connect with. So that's where the biggest dynamic change is. From just a regular 9 to 5 job, and I'm not just all about music all the time.
That's pretty deep.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So, being a musician, what are some of the biggest hurdles you've come up against?
Financial.
Financial?
Yeah, absolutely. That's been the toughest thing. I mean, this is still kind of a small town, so it's kind of a small pond. There's some big fish in this little pond, and a lot of musicians, but not a whole lot of places to play, even though the band is getting better. And we're not in a big metropolitan area where there's a lot more from the pool I can pull from when it comes to gigging, when it comes to students that I can get, and other resources and opportunities. This is still kind of a small town. I've been here almost 30 years. I've seen a change here, but it's still small town feel. So that's been the biggest hurdle.
At the same time, you kind of brought up the small town feel, and mentioned, gigging locally and stuff like that. That seems to be a benefit for a lot of people that find their niche in the music industry in smaller towns, if they're able to incorporate themselves into the general public of their locale.
Sure.
Name off some guys that you work with around town that you really like working with.
Oh, well, let me see. So let me see. Well, I have worked with Gabe Johnson. He's a phenomenal guitarist. He's been able to give me some really good opportunities. Eric Tollefson, and he lives in Seattle now, so I got to play with him a couple of times. Craig Brown, he's a bassist, and I play with him with that trio with Rob Larkin that comes up, so we've been playing quite a bit together. He's a great, awesome bassist. And then pretty much everybody in my band, Secondhand Soldiers, are phenomenal musicians. Some of the best that I've played with. And besides, like I said before, they're awesome people. So it's just been such an incredible experience playing with them. Our bassist, Mackenzie, he's like, I don't know, what is he, 22 years old, and he's like a phenom. It's amazing.
I watched the show the other day, and he played brilliantly.
It's amazing. He's just absolutely amazing. So it's really fun. And then I have Jared, the percussionist, and his rig is bigger than my drum set. So if I'm sitting between Jared on percussion and Mackenzie Hatfield on bass, I'm in heaven. I mean, my rhythm section is just absolutely awesome. It's really fun. So, and then Dennis Plant, David Skelton, Jamie Huffman, with Dream Symphony, they've been absolutely wonderful people to work with, and they're fantastic musicians. So that's what I have so far off the top of my head.
Excellent. So it sounds like working in a small town may not necessarily be a hindrance, but an advantage in some cases.
Oh, absolutely. In some cases, it is, and you hear a lot when it comes to bands that make it really big, they're always talking about their small hometown that they're from. And they love to go back and play there because that's where people knew them before they got really big. So they just have this this feeling of community there. And this is what I feel like, you know, musicians here are getting that as well. We're playing together. We're playing in front of some of the same audience. So there's kind of this cool network. So absolutely, that can be a big benefit.
So let's see. I had a couple more questions lined up here. See, I guess I can go into you plugging a couple things.
Okay.
So what shows do you have coming up here in the future, and who with?
The next one, well, I said I just got done with that McMinimans with Rob Larkin. I'm not going to do anything with them until October sometime. We don't have any dates yet, but Secondhand Soldiers has some things, a couple of things locally here. Our next one is August 2nd. We're playing at Reedsport for Dune Fest, which is going to be awesome. We're the headlining band. There's like 10,000 race fans that go there and check out, you know, quads and just, you know, they're just doing, you know, racing, doing tricks, stuff like that. Anyway, so we're going to be playing there, and I think that's a 3-day festival. We're playing Friday night and go Saturday, Sunday. Following that, we have on Sunday we're playing Subtle Lake.
Excellent gig.
Yeah, that'll be a cool one. That'll be fun because then we have a chance to camp again. I love doing that.
Yeah.
Take my family to that one. Another all ages. We have some other August dates, so you can check out. You know, we're going to have everything posted on our Facebook, which is Facebook and Secondhand Soldiers 2 ND Hand Soldiers. For that, check it out, or reverbnation / Secondhand Soldiers. We try to keep that updated. You can check out our other dates.
Excellent. And then where can people find live recorded music or in studio recorded music from either yourself personally or any of your projects?
Well, I love when people can go to my Reverbnation because I post some things from just about every project that I've worked with. So that's reverbnation / meshem, meshem. You can also go to my Facebook, which is Facebook / drummer meshem for some stuff I have posted on there as well.
Cool. So I guess kind of wrapping things up, what's your number one tip for people that are getting into the industry or that are interested in getting into the industry? Is it schooling first, or you know, just off the top of your head, the most important thing you can carry with you as a musician trying to find your niche and make it in the industry?
I think the number one important thing is networking and talking to people and being cool with people. I mean, everybody has kind of been this together, and you're going to find that if you have that attitude, you're going to find other people with that same attitude. And the more people you get to know in the music industry, whether it be in the recording or playing out live or whatever it is, teaching, you're going to find more and more opportunities that will just fall in your lap. Just because people will remember you and they'll be like, oh, that is a cool person. And then they'll just kind of go from there. That's the number one thing.
Excellent. Well, you heard it first, sickfacemusic.com, G1 Tree with Meshem Jackson. Give everybody a hi out there in Sick Face Music World. And you heard it first, Sick Face Music.